All of this book, and all of this history are parallel stories. Play both to see how they overlap and make each unique. It's a surprisingly sunny morning in San Francisco, and if we peek inside this bustling cafe, who is behind the counter? I will go through all the options for you. The typical ones. Next up is hairstyle. I'm fond of number 2. All done. How do you feel? Perfect. Joe Williams. Chapter 1. What would you like? You're behind the counter at the LG Bean and Tea, the cafe where you've worked for the past 2 years. Order up. As you pass 2 drinks across the counter to a waiting person, the next person in line steps up, waving hello as they see you. Hey Joe, can I get a mocha with extra chocolate, sprinkles on top? Your friend Blue grins as you recite their usual order. Yep, for here this time. I'm helping Alan with some edits. You pull a shot from the espresso machine, and in a few moments, you're pouring the drink in a waiting cup on a saucer. Blue leans across the counter as you dust the cocoa powder over the drink, then begin drenching it in a layer of sprinkles. So, level with me. Do you think your crush will show up today? Blue... Crush is a strong word. Just because I think some customer is cute doesn't make it a crush. Joe, we've all seen the way you look at her. It's okay to have a little fun. Thanks for the drink, gotta go. Blue suddenly snatches the barely finished mocha out of your hands and makes a beeline from the counter to a table. You're welcome? You sure you didn't want a more The word sprinkles dies on your tongue as you see why Blue sprinted away to make room for the woman who's headed right towards you. This is a single love interest book, so choose someone who makes your heart race. Oh, this is new. Okay. We actually have curves now. You know what I mean. Anyway. This one's a tough one, actually. Hold on. Kind of stuck between 1 and 2. I'm gonna go with, 3. I'm gonna go with 3. Hi. She's just as gorgeous as always, from the tattoos on her arms to the glint of her piercings and her bright, slightly crooked smile. It's too bad that for all you know, she could be gorgeous and straight, but that doesn't stop your heart from racing as her gaze meets yours. Hi. What can I get for you? You manage to steer clear of a completely gay meltdown and rattle off your usual customer greeting. Can I get a dirty chai to go, with a dash of cinnamon on top? You remember my order. I'm touched. You grab a to-go cup and scrawl her name on the side, because you couldn't help also remembering her name. Tess. Hard not to when you've been coming in for weeks. 1 dirty chai with cinnamon to go for Tess? That's me. And you are? Joe. We'll get that drink to you as soon as it's ready. Thanks, Joe. Nice seeing you again. And with that, she strolls away to sit at one of the nearby tables, leaving your heart pounding in your chest. Dirty chai order up. In less than a minute, Tess's drink is ready. You open your mouth to call out her order. Don't just leave it on the counter, Joe. What's wrong with you? Mateo, the best cook you've ever met, ducks out of his usual domain in the cafe's kitchen, arch an eyebrow at you. Take it to her table. Go talk to Miss Tattoos for days. Mateo's right, Joe. I can cover the counter. Dex, your friend and fellow barista, steps out of one of the back rooms to join you behind the counter. If you don't go over there, you'll just be wistfully staring at her until she leaves anyway. Go on. Thanks, you're my hero. Next movie night, I'll buy us pizza. You're buying pizzas and drinks. Deal. You pick up Tess's to-go cup, and Mateo shoves a bundle wrapped in parchment paper in your free hand. She didn't order a bagel. Just tell her it's on the house. If she doesn't love it, I'll hang up my apron. You take a deep breath and step out from behind the counter, drink and bagel in hand. And approach the table where Tess is now, wiping some oil off her hands with a rag. Her strong, lightly calloused hands. I can be normal about this. I can be normal about this. Hey, our chef told me we had extra bagels and I didn't want them to go to waste, so breakfast is on the house. Oh, sweet. How'd you know sesame's my favorite? Just a lucky guess? Hand it to her. As you pass her drink and food, your hands touch. It's warm, electric, your whole body feels light, and for a moment you forget to breathe. Why don't you sit down for a second? Keep me company. I might as well get a few bites into this bagel before I head to work. Before you consciously tell your muscles to move, you're already folding yourself into the chair across from her. Desperate for something to look at besides her smile or her hands, you glance down at the table and see a sketch she's been working on. Are you sketching a motorcycle? Yeah, I work in an auto body shop. Most days it's just car repairs, but sometimes I do custom designs on the side. She finishes wiping her hands. You remember how to breathe again, and tuck the rag into the pocket, then nudge the sketch with her finger. Not sure how I feel about this one yet, though. It's, beautiful. I've never seen a fire-breathing dragon look so good. Have you seen many fire-breathing dragons? Well, I worked at a Mexican restaurant in college. We were famous for bringing the heat, and if someone couldn't handle it, their taste buds would go up in flames. More or less, yeah. But seriously, this is going to be a museum-worthy motorcycle. I mean, look at your line of work. The kind of detail is a traffic hazard. She laughs. It's cliche to compare the sound to tinkling bells, but you seem like you know a lot about art. It's one of the things art school was good for, I guess. That and the large helping of student debt. Oh, art school. No wonder you look so cool. So tell me, Van Gogh, how do you like working here? Yeah, I like it. It introduced me to my best friends. I can't imagine what life would be without them. You glance behind you, only to see your friends turning away. Clearly they were spying. Blue waves grinning impishly. You got this! Although sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off. Things you now know about Tess. Talented, funny, sweet, obviously stunning, but as far as how she feels about you, she could just be straight, looking for friends, nervous, sweaty friends on the verge of a heart attack in my case. And since you asked about my job, though, you have to get back to it, no worries. I'll just have to come bother you another time, Van Gogh. You turn back towards the counter, frantically trying to process all of that, when someone at a nearby table calls out to you. Excuse me. You recognize the whine before you spot its owner. Stuart, one of the cafe's regulars, always finds something to complain about. You there in the horrible skirt. I ordered an iced coffee with 3 splashes of almond extract. It's called an apron, Stuart, and I remember your order. What's your point? My ice clearly came half melted. I taste 2 splashes of flavoring, not 3. Stuart. You do this every day, and every day you're wrong. I'm not perfect, but no way do I mess up your drink on a daily basis. You do. You do it to drive me insane. Then it sure seems like it's working. I demand to speak to your manager. As a customer, I deserve better than this gross, incompetent... Amen. Question for you. Tess settles up next to you. Her beautiful eyes, yeah, you can admit they're beautiful, blazing as she stares down Stuart. A scale of 1 to 10, how important is that coffee to your day? What? If the answer is above a 3, that's pretty sad. I'm wounded right there. But it must be, since you're yelling at a barista. So why don't you take it down a notch? But that wasn't... Stuart sputters, cheeks reddening. After a few seconds of uncomfortable silence, he rushes out of the cafe, leaving you with Tess. Wow. That's the first time Stuart has ever looked sorry. I wish I could have painted it for posterity. I'm happy to do a dramatic reenactment anytime. Listen, I have to get to work, but will I see you tonight? Tonight? Did I black out and make plans with her? Is my unconscious brain that smooth? At the book club? Okay, that makes way more sense. The LG Bean and Tea hosts a book club every week. Yeah, there's some words that even on YouTube you can't say, even though they're accepted nowadays with most communities. You're not the biggest reader, but now is not the time to admit it. Not when Tess just said she'd be at a book club for people. Yes, I'll be here. Gate books, can't get enough. You're a fan too? You inwardly cringe at your lack of tact, but Tess just chuckles. A friend started bringing me a few weeks ago. I love reading, but I need to be held accountable for it, you know? So this helps. I'll see you tonight, Joe. She waves and heads out of the door, leaving you to mull over the mystery of Tessa's sexuality in a calm, rational manner. Cool. I guess I'm going to this book club. As the rest of the day crawls on, you can't help being distracted. After your fourth fumble with whipped cream can, Blue leans over the counter and claps their hands. Okay, that's it. Emergency friend, co-worker, customer meeting. Dex, Joe, both of you come with me. I don't think you have that authority. Yaz, permission to fix your employees' love lives? Yaz, the cafe's manager, glances up from where she's organizing bags of coffee beans. You can have 10 minutes, and only to keep Joe from spilling more sprinkles. And cream. And cinnamon. And syrup. Blue drags you and Dex to sit at Alan's table. Alan, the straightest man you've ever known, found the cafe by accident last year while looking for a quiet place to write. Now, the corner table is basically reserved for him. He moves his laptop and stacks of paper to make room for your friends. How's that poem going, Alan? It's going. Hey, what's a word that rhymes with canoodle? Doodle. Poodle. What? Wait. Alan, focus. There's no time for rhymes. We need to unpack Joe's coffee date with Tess. First of all, it was not a coffee date. It was just a coffee chat, at most. But a real good coffee chat? She got Stuart off my back. She even asked if I'd be at the book club tonight. That's amazing. Love is everywhere. You and Alan high five. This is his favorite way to show support. You know what? Love is everywhere. I saw Dex having a coffee chat with his crush today, too. With, Brad? That guy with the cute dog. How'd that go? Good. I mean, I thought I was going good at first. Then he asked if I'd be at the cafe's open mic tonight. I think he might just be a really nice straight dude, but now he thinks I'm his bro. I feel that. I still don't know where Tess stands on the whole into girls thing. Hard part of being... Oh, we have multiple things. I'll do that. Anytime a hot guy or girl talks to me, I get to have a crisis about whether they're flirting or just being nice. Joe, please. Tess isn't just any hot girl. She's the hot girl who asked if you were going to the book club at the Gayest Cafe in SF, a book club she's been attending for weeks. She said her friend brought her, and she likes reading. A lot of people like reading. I like reading. Sally and I went to the library on our first date. Maybe I should just stay home tonight? I mean, I haven't even read the book. Okay, no, let me stop you there. This is turning into a pity party. The least lit kind of party. Mateo emerges from the kitchen and drags over a chair, straddling it to face you all. Somehow he makes the maneuver just look cool. Joe, if you stay home, we both know you'll just add a few brushstrokes to that painting of yours. Binge watching Octopus Game and conk out at 10. Like, not that that doesn't sound fun, but it doesn't sound fun. Especially when you could be talking to your hottie in something other than an apron. Like, that's for you too, Dex. Mateo, it sounds so easy when you put it like that. I'm trying to find a hole in your argument, but... school dropout, remember? My arguments are irrefutable. And he's modest, too. Maybe Mateo and Blue are right. Maybe there's a chance we both end up looking like idiots. There's a high chance, like weighing the statistical odds. But worst case, we get to hang out with Tess and Brad as friends. Best case, we find out if they're single. Cost benefit looks good. Okay, I surrender. I'll go to the book club. If you go to the open mic, just no more math talk. It's my favorite subject. I hate you. After the shift ends, Dex swings by your apartment in the building that you share to discuss a life or death question. What do I wear? If I never see Tess again, this could be the way she remembers me for the rest of my life. I need something that screams cute, and also effortless, and not too desperate for you to like me. Tonight is not the night for effortless. This is the time to pull out all the stops. I do have an outfit I've been saving for my next date. Not that hanging out with a possibly straight girl counts. Isn't that like the first base for women? It totally counts. Show me what you've got. A girl can dream. Listen, if you guys are upset with me skipping some words, don't complain to me. Complain to YouTube, just saying. With Dex egging you on, you duck in the bedroom to change and then emerge with a dramatic twirl. How do I look? Insanely cool, like tattooed mechanic stream girl levels of cool. You too. Or, well, you know what I mean. Yep, I'm also tattooed mechanic stream girl. Watch your back. That night, you both head back towards the LG Bean and Teen, where the cafe's owner, Max, is behind the counter with Yaz to run tonight's events. The seats inside have been rearranged for the book club, and you hear music drifting from the back patio as Max gives you a nod. So, Dex, best of luck with your endeavors tonight. Blue told you everything, didn't they? I never reveal my sources. I'll take that as a yes, and thanks, Max. We could use all the help we can get. The two of you take a few exaggerated yoga breaths together, in and out. Behind you, Yaz and Max are talking shop. Joe designed some new flyers for next week's event lineup. Should I put them up tonight? Let's hold off a bit. You should probably pay attention to Yaz and Max. They do both sign your checks. But then you see Tess across the room, and everything else becomes background noise. She drives a motorcycle. I appreciate that. Also, this is the best Choices artwork's looked in quite some while. I guess their new acquisition paid off, literally and figuratively. I said it. God, she looks gorgeous. Oh my god, he's here. Really here. Brad's out on the patio. You glance around the room to see the guy your friend is staring at. Then go say hi. Good luck to both of us. Dex heads outside, and you take one more long, shuddering breath before heading Tessa's way. Hi, hello. Hi and hello. I feel so special. She's wearing a jacket you've never seen before and a low-cut button up beneath that. Oh god, she looks good. You know she didn't dress up for you, but as she gives you a fitted top and colorful jacket a once-over, you can't stop your heart from racing. You look nice. I love your style. Calling it style feels like a stretch, but thanks. No, you have to learn to take a compliment. There's more where that came from. That sounds like a threat. Mainly a threat to your resting heart rate, especially if she keeps smiling at you like that. Oh, it is. I'm glad you're here. I was starting to worry you wouldn't make it. I thought it would be more fun than watching TV on my couch. Am I such a bibliophile, or I didn't want to let you down? So chivalrous of you. He grins and your heart flips. She's flirting, right? That had to be flirting, right? Possibly? You both trail after the other book club attendees to the booths and tables on the cafe's upper level, where the sound of music from the patio grows fainter. Here, want this seat by me? Thanks. Relax, Joe. She's not proposing marriage. She just went out of her way to sit next to you. But she did go out of her way to sit next to you. That's gotta mean something, right? A nearby woman clears her throat, interrupting your reverie. You recognize her as Danielle, the book club's organizer. Welcome, everyone. I'm looking forward to a fruitful discussion. If you forgot your book, we have a few copies. Book I've never seen or heard of. Grab one. I'd like to start by getting everyone's voices in the mix. Let's go around and share our initial reactions. Nothing fancy, no wrong answers. Hoping Danielle will be true to her word, you quickly skim the back cover of the book. It's a fantasy novel complete with dragons. A sapphic romance? Okay, Buck. I'm intrigued. I'm obsessed with the magic system. The author really wove it into different societies across the continents. The scene where Bramble fights her way to Queen Seawomen in the capital swoon. That's my hot lady knight in shining armor. And what about you, Joe? What was your favorite part? I like the dragons. Me too. I love the subversion. Dragons as a metaphor for nuclear weapons. Yep, I picked up on that too. Love the, commentary. I love the part where Bramble and Seawyn are running from the pits of eternal fire. Oh, and that love scene. Yes, isn't it great when an author isn't afraid to get into emotions and the spice? And can I just say, it's nice to be able to talk about that stuff here. The last place I tried hosting a book club, they shut us down when some patron complained about inappropriate content. YouTube? Wait, we're talking about a scene, and that was one of Tess's favorite parts? It could be an opening to learn how Tess feels about things like being into girls, but how the hell do you ask that tactfully? So, Tess, you got invested in the couple? Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't? Oh, indeed. Despite Danielle pointedly staring at you, Tess's answer feels encouraging. You ride that high through the rest of the book club, successfully avoiding eye contact with Danielle until class is dismissed. As the other book club attendees filter out the door, you reflexively start to stack chairs, and Tess scraps one beside you. Hey, you don't have to do that. Labor laws would say I don't either, but old habits die hard. I don't mind. It's good exercise. And Carla was right earlier. It's pretty cool that you let people use the cafe like this. You can thank my owner Max for that. Not me. I'm just glad my neighborhood appreciates it. Nodding, Tess hooks one chair over each forearm, easily carrying them to the stack you've established. Grab an extra chair. You try to mimic, okay, and press Tess and grab two chairs at once, except you only get about halfway to the stack before starting to sweat. This is so fun. No pain, no gain. Tess mercifully doesn't comment on your struggle as the two of you put away the last two chairs. Once the cafe is tidied up, you find yourself lingering outside, not ready to say goodbye to Tess as she strolls towards her motorcycle, presumably. She had a helmet earlier, okay? Of course she's driving it. She swings one leg over it with ease, gripping the seat between her thighs. You expect her to rev the engine, but instead she pauses, glancing at you. Weird question, but are you busy right now? Nope. I mean, I have my other book club, but that's not until tomorrow. Why? There's this cool arcade on my way to the apartment. I like to stop by sometimes, blow off some steam, blow up some battleships. Want to come with? If you haven't been, I promise it's fun and I can give you a ride. She's gonna give us a ride. Also, I noticed how she has unzipped her jacket and unbuttoned her shirt from the initial picture we saw of her. You had me at battleships. Good answer, then hop on. She gestures to the bike she's straddling. It's not as scary as it looks, I swear. She takes a deep breath and gingerly climbs on behind her. But then you're confronted with the problem of what to do with your hands, specifically where to put them. That's not on Tess. Unless... Hey, you're not becoming roadkill on my watch. Arms go around my waist. She glances back over her shoulder at you, her lips curving into a grin. I don't bite, usually. I got it. I mean, aye, Captain. Aye. Get it together, Joe. You wrap your arms around her waist carefully, worried that she'll somehow feel your rapid pulse. But if she does, she doesn't mention it. She just hits the gas, and then the wind is in your hair, and you're zooming down the road. As Tess confidently steers you through the winding streets of San Francisco, you slowly let your grip relax a little. You make this look easy. It just takes practice. I've spent more hours on this thing than I can count. Speed is exhilarating, and so is the warmth of her body against yours. Part of you doesn't want to get your hopes up. The rest of you wants to cherish this while you can. You allow yourself to get a little closer until your chest is pressed against her back. You can feel the rise and fall of her breathing, the shifting of her muscle beneath her jacket as she guides you through the hard left. No wonder everyone wants to date bad girls with motorcycles. Hey, there's good girls too. You okay back there? Yeah, never better. All too soon, you pull up to an arcade near one of the piers, and Tess leads you inside. The space is huge, lined with what seems like every arcade game ever invented. Most are from the 80s and 90s, but some look more antique. This is the only arcade I know that has Mortal Kombat 2. It's hard to find in the US these days. Oh, I'm crushing hard on this woman. And that racing game over there dates back to the early 70s. 72, I think. Wow. My 10-year-old self would have been obsessed with this place, and my 25-year-old self still thinks it's pretty awesome. Arcades are timeless, right? You're never too old to crush it at skee-ball. That should be the slogan of this place. I'm copywriting it. This is one of my all-time favorite arcade games over here. It was one of the first to be coin-operated. They sourced the parts from like a jukebox company. Damn, you don't get more retro than that. If you aren't already having feelings for her, seeing her racing around the arcade with a big grin on her face would definitely do it. She's even cuter when she's excited. It's infectious. Come here. We have to check this one out. She waves you over to a wooden case with a miniature old-timey race track built atop it. There are lanes carved in it for tiny horses to move along. It's a fully mechanical derby track. You race horses starting at the end, which I'm incredible at, by the way. Okay, I know a challenge when I hear when you're on. Then here, you just turn the wheels as fast as you can. Make sure you slow down at the turns. Your hands brush as she points you to the control, sending lightning through your fingertips. But before you can catch your breath, which was absolutely stop, she pulls away and focuses on the tiny race track in front of both of you. Horses, wheel, turn, got it. On your mark, get set, go. Turn the wheel, tug the wheel, turn. You turn the wheel fast enough to cramp your fingers, but Tess wasn't lying. She's good. Can you cheat at this game because you're basically cheating? I can't help that I have a thoroughbred. After some carpal tunnel-inducing turns of the wheel, you wind up neck and neck with Tess's horse before finally pulling ahead. A bell sounds as your miniature horse crosses the finish line. I win. Wait, did I win? You did. Not bad for your first time on the tracks. Well, I had a good teacher. And let's see what else I can show you. There's this zombie co-op shooter from the 90s which rules, or this love tester machine, which is always informative. Not sure what that means, but either could be fun. Let's try... I think that might be her way of testing you, to see if you're into her. Listen, it's a zombie co-op game. Leave me alone. The undead have no idea what's about to hit them. She tugs you towards a curtained booth, her touch making your heart do a little flip again as she hands you one of the game's giant plastic guns. Ready? Bring on the zombies. I love this. I had one at the theater. I would go there and play it until the movie was ready. Tess presses a button on the console, the screen lights up, and immediately you're swarmed by zombies. Gross, decomposing zombies. Tess shoots with precision while you shoot with panic. Take that. Urgh. In between waves of zombies, you steal a glance at Tess, her brow is furrowed in concentration as she lines up 3 clean shots in a row. Time to put you back in the ground a second time. She is so into this. And so cute. Before long, you're mowing down a horde of zombies as a coordinated unit. Tess's shoulder brushes yours as you take one last series of shots. Get a skincare routine, you sickos. Nice aim. I think that was the last of them. Oh, you're welcome, world. You set your plastic guns back onto the machine, and she holds up a hand for a high five. You don't leave her hanging. That would be rude, but you feel some of the calluses on her palm as your hand collides with hers. Thanks for saving the planet with me. Want to try some skee-ball next? You want to say yes with every fiber of your being, except for the parts that immediately betray you by letting out a yawn. I'd love to, but it's getting late. I should probably head home. Either that or sleep here next to the creepy fortune teller robot. Oh, I love those. You'd be surprised how many times I've considered it. You start to check bus routes on your phone, but Tess spots you and shakes her head. At least let me drive you back to your place. Riding at night always clears my head anyway. Oh, well, if you're sure, then I won't say no. You hold on to Tess for one last ride. She drives slower than she did on the way to the arcade, and you try to savor every moment. When she pulls up in front of your building, you reluctantly let go of her waist, slide off the bike, already missing her warmth. Hey, this was fun. Not that you aren't a killer barista, but I like spending time with you when you're off the clock. Yeah. It's nice not having a counter between us. You'd start thinking I was just a torso otherwise. A torso I can handle. If you were just legs, though, that could get dicey. Will you be at the LG Bean tomorrow? And the next day, and the next, and probably the one after that too. She grins, and for a second the air thickens with tension. For that one wild moment, you consider leaning in until Tess salutes. Then I'll see you tomorrow for more, my dirty chai, Van Gogh. She gets on the bike, and the moment she's gone, you can't help it. You do a goofy little victory dance on the sidewalk. Oh, this could still be just friends thing, but either way, it feels like the start of something good. Next morning, you show up a few minutes early to work for once, excited to help open the cafe. The sooner we open, the sooner Tess might come by. But when you reach the door, you stop dead in your tracks. There's a paper taped to the glass. Eviction notice! Local eviction service notice to vacate. This is a joke, right? I'm on a hidden camera show, and this is a deeply unfunny prank. The door opens, Max steps outside, seeing you see the notice, and you can tell from her expression that this is very, very real. Damn. I didn't want you to find out like this, but, well, I didn't want you to find out at all. But here we are. Max, what's going on? Come inside, kid. It's past time. We all talked. The cafe's packed with the whole staff, plus Blue and Alan, who usually just show up before opening to hang out. Max clears his throat as you slip into a seat beside Dex. I'll get to the point. A few months ago, the landlord raised our rent on this space by more than we can sustainably afford. I thought we could make it work at first. Hell, if I've kept this cafe open through the AIDS epidemic and recession, I can handle a few bills. But we only have so much cash to spare. I fell behind on payments, and when you're my age, you get good at knowing when the party's over. So sorry, everybody. You have no idea how sorry, but we're going to have to close the cafe. Princess and son silence Max's words hang in the air. The LG can't close. It means everything to the neighborhood. Think of how many regulars we have, and they aren't just coming here because of our coffee. Dex takes a large gulp of an iced latte he's clearly made himself. You can tell by the excess cocoa powder. To be clear, our coffee's great, but they come here because we give people a space that actually feels like it's theirs. I don't know where any of us would be without the LG bean. It has a way of finding you when you need it. Max was the only person who would hire me after I had to leave that awful French restaurant. And this place is like the foundation of my relationship. It's where I met Jacob. This place is the foundation of me. I tried out my pronouns with you all the way before I was ready to tell my family. I never been out of work before. Never really wanted to be anywhere else. I know this isn't about me, but I'll miss Max's stories, Mateo's pastries. I'll miss all of you. We'll miss you too, buddy. That's all I wanted when I opened this place in '84. For it to be here for anybody who needs it. I'm just sorry it has to end like this. Max wipes her eyes, and the sight breaks her heart a little bit more. But as you look at all your friends, you can't help ask, Max, when's the official eviction date? In a few weeks. Then we have time to raise money. If we paid it off, would that be enough to keep the cafe open? Joe, honey, I know you want to help, but we're talking about 50 grand. That's a big chunk of change. 50 grand for rent? Jesus Christ. Yeah, and there's a big community that loves this place. We could spread the word, hold fundraisers, and hope they come through for us. It's a long shot, but we can't let this place go without a fight. You all heard Max. The LG Bean and Tea has always been here. If the landlord wants to shut our lights off, fine. But we don't need it to do it for him. For a second, no one says anything. And yeah, stands up nodding. We'll help, Max. You need to let us help. Yeah, it's a beautiful gesture. I just don't want to see you kids heartbroken if this ends like I think it will. But what the hell? I don't see why we shouldn't try. Then let's do it. I'll put some spreadsheets together and some target numbers. Well, a few weeks, you literally have to generate $20,000 minimum a week. You know it's a long shot, but as your friend's sadness turns into determination, a little ember of hope sparks within your chest. Maybe, just maybe, we can save this space, our jobs, and I can see Tess again, for however long we can make this last. Assuming that's it for this one, yeah, okay. Alright, let's get the diamonds real quick. Let's see if there's a chapter 2 out today. No, there's not. I'm sorry. But, hold on. While there isn't a chapter 2, there is the all of his story. So, feel free to check that out as well. Where, I'll be able to do a lot of male voices. So, with that being said, let me say the following. Please, if you do enjoy the work that I do, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Handout description. There's also the ways to support, the join, the thanks, and then also some things you can find throughout the channel. That is a great way of sharing or supporting the channel. So with that being said, I can't stress this enough. First and foremost, it started out okay, right? I'm willing to give this book a shot. We'll see, right? For me, let's put it this way. Choices came out 8 years ago. Officially, I think it's August 16th. So 8 years ago, I started doing Choices. And really putting the pedal to the metal, making sure I always put out this content, getting it out ASAP, etc. With that being said, I like we're getting a bunch of new artwork. Like I said in the video, I believe the new acquisition is actually already paying off. So yes, we're getting some new artwork. I just hope the writing increases in matching with the artwork. If you guys tuned in to Time Capture that I just did yesterday, but the series period, they're doing some fantastic things with that app. And so I think if you look at this story, we're having his story, which we haven't done yet, but like Romance Club literally and figuratively is bringing out a feature right now where you can save like your playthroughs, and then you can go back through and select new playthroughs. So you can literally love new people, you can change your gender, you can do whatever the hell you want. Also, secondly, I just want to make this very poignantly clear. Do not blame me for having to skip certain words. The reason why I say this is there's a huge list that me and other content creators have that are words that are no words, or they're questionable words. On this platform where you can or cannot say them, or if you do say them, it's a risk to your video. Not even kidding. And you can check this with any content creator you wish, big, small, or anybody in between. There's words that we can and cannot say. We have to, like, some of them are in the red, some of them are in the yellow, which means it could go either way. It depends on who looks at our video, right? If someone does a manual review of our videos, right? And I know a lot of you are going, I don't understand any of it. Basically, people can kind of like cause you trouble, or the system itself, because it's run by AI at this point. And then it has to be put through a manual review. Depending on someone's manual review, their beliefs, they don't have to follow some, A to Z, 1 through 10 kind of rule book. They can take down your video or whatnot based on their beliefs, their opinion. So if someone is hired by YouTube that doesn't like the words that are in, say, for instance, this chapter, they can literally and figuratively take down the video. They can take down the channel. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, no, we could raise a stink about it, but how many of you are going to join me in raising a stink over it if my channel gets deleted because I'm using words that are in this video? Yes, it's 2024. Yes, things are more widely accepted, but they're not accepted all over the world, and they sure as shit aren't accepted by YouTube. Welcome to how corporations work. Just saying. So don't get mad at me because I'm not using specific words. I'm just making sure you at least get to enjoy the content. So I just want to make that stance very poignantly clear why there are some words that I am and am not saying. I shouldn't have said like literally half of the words I was saying in the video that were written, because again, they are in the yellow. They're bad words according to the system. So again, just want to make that known and well put out there. If you don't like it, go to whatever you need to and be like, hey, YouTube, this is BS. You need to have more acceptance, yada, yada, yada. And, again, it's 2024. While I accept every single person on the planet, yeah, not everybody else does. So, thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.